Welcome to the Creative Condition Podcast, the show where I, Ben Talon, illustrator and writer, invite people from the creative industry and far beyond to share their story of creativity. Both the nature and the nurture, the chaos and the calm. Creativity is a fundamental pillar of human happiness, something I'm increasingly fascinated by and so often misunderstood. So little by little, I hope to build an archive of fascinating stories, experiences and tips to help you maximise yours. The show is supported by Illustration X. Go and take a look at their incredible global range of illustration and animation portfolios now at illustrationx.com. If you like the music for the show, go and listen to Dirty Freud over on Spotify and all good music platforms now. Today I'm joined by Héctor Ayuso, founder of the wonderful OFFF Festival, which is approaching its 22nd year in Barcelona from the 22nd to the 25th of March. And Héctor opens up in an incredibly frank conversation about a troubled childhood, facing the fear in his life as a method of recovery, being emotionally naked in front of an audience and the value of that, and why and how he started OFFF Festival, how he lost money in the early days, but it's gone on to become one of the most loved creative and design industry festivals in the world. It's a big one. Hello and welcome to the show. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Hope you're staying creative amid these expensive times. Jeez, don't get me started. The UK at the minute, there's a lot of darkness out there. It's troubling. It's troubling, but in the bleakness, there's always opportunity. And as Héctor's going to talk to us about today, you've got to face those fears and you've got to find the way, even if there's a few backward steps in the process of doing so. Before I get too much into that, big thank you to the founding supporter of the show, Illustration X. Check them out now. So much good illustration, so much good animation for live, fashion, for advertising, for design, for packaging. You name it, they've got it, and they're up for a chat about who's the right person for your project. So OFFF Festival, I'm speaking there for the first time, coming up in March. I'm speaking March 25th, Saturday evening, 7:30. Don't know if that's going to be a good slot or not. Is everyone going to be out on the beers, sunning themselves while I'm speaking to the ghosts? Hope not. If you're going, come and give me some company. Give me a sympathy body in the crowd, will you? Now I'm looking forward to it. The talk is kind of hewn from recent personal experience and trying to overcome some personal challenges, and the talk's called Just Fucking About. And it's about the role of fun in creativity and the need for laughter in these times and why the heaviness is getting to a lot of people, and how we can better position ourselves to continue to be passionate and enjoy what we're doing and not get too bogged down by the political, the social, all the stuff that's going on, the personal demons, you know. So I'm excited about that. You can still get tickets now over on the website or on the social media. They're very easy to find. And Héctor's going to let us in on that world. He's going to tell us about the story of beginning the festival and why it means so much to people and how it felt to come back to it after COVID and why this industry is pretty special. He's also going to speak about Woody Allen and what a formative role he had on Héctor's life, particularly through his times of recovery after a tough childhood. Talk about his love of film, why he realised he couldn't be a director and couldn't go down that road, but how it led him to OFFF Festival. It's a brilliant conversation. Héctor is speaking from Mexico City, and I can't wait to meet him properly and see him at the festival and just see what he's made, because the way people speak about it is just so passionate and with so much love. So excited to be there. If you're going to be there, give me a shout. I'd love to catch up. I'm not going to prattle on too much longer. If you want to get any feedback on the show, let me know about previous episodes, recent ones of James Brown, Peleg Top, Sam de Cruz talking about her experience with addiction, her father's addiction to alcohol and how that has led her to a brilliant Child of project, creative catharsis and conversation through art and meaning. Loads of good stuff. That's about it. Enjoy the conversation with Héctor Ayuso. Big thank you again to Illustration X. Go and check them out, illustrationx.com. Enjoy. What are your creative roots like? Did you creative childhood, creative family, or what's the story?
Okay, that could be a long one, but I'll try to make it shorter. So I'm from a very small town in Valencia, which is the south of Spain, yeah, kind of the south of Spain. Um, so I had a really tough childhood. Um, there's no secrets. I mean, I talk about this many times in interviews, and there's even a book that it's published with my story and everything. So I suffered physical and emotional abuse from my dad
Hmm.
since I remember, um, until the day that finally uh, he disappeared from our lives, mine, my brothers, and my sister, and my mom. So it was like a really tough childhood until 16. I was 16 or 17, more or less. I had to go to therapy. I've been in therapy for 28 years of my life. Now I'm fine. Finally, I'm 50 years old. Um, so at some point, as soon as I felt, uh, let's say, better, because I could think by myself, and I was 17 by then, I was obsessed with cinema, and I watched movies, Woody Allen movies, almost every day of my life. And I was really obsessed with that. And I used to read a lot of magazines about cinema and everything. And I realized that cinema was something that you could study, but not in Valencia, not where I was living. And one day I saw an ad on a magazine from a cinema school in Barcelona. So I took the decision to move to Barcelona on my own. So I left my town, I left my family, I left everything, even my therapist. And I moved to Barcelona with 17 years old. And I lived in Barcelona since then. I studied cinema. I never studied design or anything like that. And still today, I think my obsession is it's the cinema and narrative, and I teach narrative language. Um, and basically, that's it. I mean, I left the school. Obviously, cinema doesn't give you um, resources to live.
Mm.
It's really difficult, and I realized quite soon that it wasn't my thing. It's my thing in terms of analyzing the language and everything, and I love teaching that. But I'm not a director, and I'm not good in that. So I left the school and I started doing websites on my own, and I learned how to design and code websites, and I had my own company. But then I got bored super quick because I hate dealing with clients and everything. And then one day I had the idea of doing a festival. That was 22 years ago, and I did it on my own again, like always. I lost a lot of money. I had debts for many, many, many years, but I kept on doing it, and here I am, still doing off after 22 years.
Yeah, God, that's quite the achievement. And given your story there, was there something in the kind of the social aspect of the creative industries that resonated with you, that maybe helped you to engage with like-minded people, that helped your kind of your mental progression, I guess, if that's the right way to put it?
I guess so. I mean, I used to be like a very introspective person. Like, I didn't like to socialize or anything at all. And it was super hard for me, like dealing with people and making friends, even making friends or anything. But it's quite curious because at the same time, I decided to do something that forced me somehow to be a social person,
Mm.
because you're dealing every day with thousands of people and getting emails all the time. And when you have to do an event like off, whether you like it or not, you're going to have to meet a lot of people all the time, and you have to be there and you have to talk with everyone. And I had to learn English on my own because I never studied English in the school. And I mean, all these things like kind of forced me to become someone that I wasn't. And I felt that I wasn't like that at all. And I guess that all my life has been like this, like anything that uh, provokes some kind of fear or vertigo, uh, I decided to go towards those things, because it was the only way to grow and to keep learning and to become someone else. And yeah, I mean, it really helped a lot to to doing something like a festival or like an event. And another was what you were looking for, but yeah, I guess that's been mostly all my life. It's still today, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, right now I'm obviously more open. I can do things like this. I hate doing interviews. I have to be honest. I hate being on a stage. I hate to talk in public. But at the same time, I love teaching.
Mm.
And I love people hearing my story. And I love to share my story and my experiences. So even if I'm not comfortable in a position like this one, even if it's just between you and me, I will never feel comfortable in a situation like this, but at the same time, I love doing it.
Mm. Yeah,
You know?
that's a real paradox, and I think it's a very common one in our industry. It's I've been writing my next nonfiction book, and there's a really big thread of neurodiversity that has emerged very
Mhm.
accidentally. But I've talked to a lot of people with ADHD, with autism, and lots of things, and there's this real connection, I think, and this actually feeds into the book that we're going to do for OFF Festival, and it's that
Mhm.
I think there's something about the arts and the challenges and the skill set required that has a lot of things in common with with conditions like ADHD and because it needs a different perspective, and it's really I find that really quite interesting. And I
Yeah.
think not too many of us are very comfortable about public speaking or meeting strangers and all these things, but it does bring, for as you said there, Hector, it brings amazing results. And even if it's uncomfortable, it can be very empowering at the same time. And when you know that, certainly in your case, your story can really inspire and teach others, then it's almost worth overcoming.
Yeah, exactly.
you know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I remember one of the first things that my first therapist told me, it was the best thing that you can do is show yourself completely emotionally naked in front of an audience. That's the
Mm,
best thing that you can do. Is the most amazing healing process that you can do. And it's true. I mean, even if it could be painful somehow, but at the same time, it's healing.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to completely face such a fear, yeah, certainly emotionally, is just power. One of the, yeah, completely powerful. I think that's
Yeah.
wonderful advice. So there's been quite the evolution of the festival, and it's 20, is it 22 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
22.
I mean, that's incredible, because you see a lot of great events that come and go because it's, of course, a very challenging thing to finance and to keep fresh, I suppose. Um,
Yeah.
does that passion maintain itself, or is it something that comes from the change each year?
Mm, I would say that it could become like I don't know. Okay, let's try to be honest here. Like I always try to do the kind of event that I would love to go as an attendee. That was my personal and my first formula. Like I have to do the kind of things that I would love to go to if I was if it wasn't me, the organizer. And if I can keep doing that every year, I'm sure that people is gonna get excited every year, and people are gonna come to OFF because they want to be there. Um, but it's true that after so many years, sometimes it becomes mm, like a formula, like something that it becomes easy, that you know that you can do easily every year. But at
Mm,
the same time, it's not, because I try to put the challenge of you have to do something different every year. You have to get people excited because they have to come every year. So in order to do that, you have to make sure that there is always something new, but at least it's not new, something that is gonna excite you. And I think that's basically the secret. I mean, I've been trying to respond to that because many of the organizers from other events around the world, we are all friends. I mean, we know each other, all of us. And like you said, some of them just vanished or disappeared, and they decided to stop doing it. Some of them are still there and they're still doing the events. But everyone keeps coming to me every year, like asking how you do it. I mean, how can you do off every year, and how can you manage to do it in a way that everyone wants to be there, and everyone keeps asking about off, and everyone wants to be at off. And I guess that it keeps the same response keeps coming to me, like I'm still doing it. I'm doing what I want to do, and what I like to do, and what I love to do. And I do it in a very transparent and honest way. And I became friends with 99% of the speakers I had in 22 years. I can say it like out loud, like everyone, it's my friend today. And that's great because I'm not treating them like speakers or artists. I'm treating them like friends.
Yeah.
And I want them to feel like that. Like when you come to OFF, you're coming to, I don't know, a gathering of friends that we're going to share 3 days together and have ideas and experiences that we will remember always. And that's basically what it is. I mean, obviously there is always a finance thing in the middle, but at the same time, I knew since the first day, and I still like this today, I'm not trying to do OFF to make money. That's not my job. My job is somewhere else, and I get my money from somewhere else. OFF is just, it's my baby. And it's what I love to do. So
yeah. And I think that, that warmth is tangible. It was Simon Dixon who connected us, and the way Simon spoke of you and of OFF. And then since I mentioned I'm speaking at OFF, I have like Craig, I've got friends with Craig Black, and Craig was very excited about the fact we're both going to be there and get to catch up, and already there's almost this art school energy going on, which is fantastic, exactly. Because this is my first time speaking at the festival, but that's what really gets me going, because our industry can be very lonely at times if we're not careful. And to know these things are happening, and to have that event to look forward to, and you get this tremendous burst of inspiration when you spend time around people in a positive environment like that.
It is an experience. I mean, you're gonna see it in a couple of months, but it's true. I mean, it's a huge experience, and everyone. I mean, I remember during this past years and the pandemic and everything that happened, I kept on getting emails from everyone like, please, Hector, please don't stop doing OFF. I mean, find a way to keep doing the festival, because we all need to that. I mean, we all need to go back to that. And seriously, last year, which was the first one after the pandemic, it was the most emotional one. Like, I seen people like crying as soon as they see each other face to face. I don't know. It was super emotional.
Yeah, that's
and
special.
Then you realize that how important it is to keep doing these things.
It's really important. I think, there's a lot of negativity out there in the world at the moment, a lot of challenges. And I think these things are really, really, really important. And not just in our industry, just for human beings.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely critical. Yeah. It was Natalie Coutier. I was reading an interview with you guys, and she said the most wonderful thing that I thought really nailed it. She said the ability to take the step to finally make that change that they've always wanted to do, or finally discover themselves and start creating and make things happen. I thought, that's it, Yeah. Really, really powerful stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And no, I mean, it's just It's a joy to be a part of it, and I'm very excited to see what Barcelona brings. And I mean, it's truly global now, also, right? In Mexico City and Seville.
Yeah, currently we're doing Mexico, Vienna, Tel Aviv, Sevilla, and probably we're gonna have a couple of ones this year. Hopefully one in LA and another one in Brazil. But you will see it. I mean, Barcelona is like the main one. It's where almost everything happens, and then we try to explore the idea and the concept and the vibe to all these cities, and in some of them it works, and in a similar way, some of them not, because at the end of the day, I mean, city culture and a lot of aspects can change things, you know. But yeah, it works. It works, and it become, like you said, it become global. But the funny part is that Barcelona has been always a global one. I mean, you won't believe it, but probably 80% of the audience from Barcelona, it's coming from abroad. It's not from Barcelona or Spain, not even Spain.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But it's been like this since the first year. So
wow. I'm very excited. I mean, I love Barcelona.
it happens in Barcelona, but everyone comes from abroad. I mean, I guess everyone loves Barcelona and they love to be there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Any excuse. Brilliant. Well, the last thing I wanted to ask you is about your motto, which was everything you have is what you give away. Can you just elaborate on that a little bit? I think it's brilliant.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, and I know at the same time. I don't know. I always had this need of sharing everything that happens to me. Just I mean, probably the thing that makes me more happy than anything else is to share my ideas and to share my experience and to share anything other. I mean, if I love a book or my favorite band is Sigur Rós, so I would love to get 100 tickets and give them away to my friends and family and everyone, because I just want to share everything that I love and anything that it's part of my life, and it's really important, and it changes and it inspires me. And I think that translates to anything I do in my life. So everything I do, it's just about sharing and giving without expecting anything.
I think that's a wonderful way to live.
It's been my motto all the time, and it's what makes me happy.
I think it's great life advice for anybody, you know.
Some of my friends consider that I'm too generous and people is gonna take advantage of that, but I really don't care. I know I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna be like that all my life, and I gave everything I have to everyone. I mean, I trust people, and I will always trust people.
I think that's powerful. I think it's powerful and wise. And and lastly, of course, where can people get in touch with you and the festival and get tickets?
Our website and our social media. I mean, that's the easiest way. And yeah, I mean, I'm not the right person to say it, but going to OFF, it's a living experience. I mean, it's important. It really changes your perspective of everything, and it's not just about the money. And even if you don't have the money to afford to go to OFF, there's always a way to go. And we are available. I'm available. I'm everywhere. I'm an easy person to get in touch with, so it's easy. If you want to be there, you can be there.
Thank you so much to Héctor Ayuso for taking the time out of a hectic, busy schedule ahead of OFFF Festival 2023, which you can catch in Barcelona from the 22nd to the 25th of March. Tickets still available. Check out the website, check out the social. It's all straightforward. It's full of awesome speakers. I'm very excited to be a part of it. David Carson, I saw this morning, is doing a workshop on collage there. That's cool. Love David Carson's work. there's loads going on. There's so many good speakers, but going by what Hector says and from personal experience of festivals and other design events, it's just that incredibly uplifting, inspiring, circular energy that goes on, where we all take a step closer to doing something that we need to do for our souls, for our creative souls. And if that's something you want to get deeper into, please do go back and check out the episode with Peleg Top, because wow, I mean, that was something else. I was blown away by that, and it came at a time for me that's been challenging recently. My longest ever quiet spell. It's been really testing. It's made me reconsider everything. Do I want to keep doing this? And if I do, what shape does it need to take to get out of this rut and not be in this position again if I can avoid it? And Peleg is just he goes under many titles, one of which is spiritual director, one which was awesome, which was love activator. And it sounds like, you might hear that and kind of go, what the? But when you talk to him, there is an energy and there is a passion for helping creatives at a crossroads. That's his thing. So go and check that out, and it's really uplifting and empowering. If you're going to be at OFFF Festival, get in touch. I'd love to see you there. We'll go for a wander, we'll go for a beer, we'll go for some food, whatever you want to do. It'd be good to see some creative faces, whether I've met you or not. There are a lot of people going that I know. Dave Sedgwick and Nick Chaff's going to be there. Who else? Jam Hots, Graham McGowan got in touch, Craig Black. There's going to be loads of people, so really excited about the catch-up, and I just want to be a part of everything. So, like I said, I'm speaking on the And stage at Saturday, 7:30, 25th of March. The talk is called Just Fucking About, and it's about the imperative need for fun and laughter in these dark times. Not only to address big topics, but just to feel the energy and to be at our best creatively. So also looking to get that talk out further and wider. So if you're listening and you've got an agency or you've got a platform for me to come and do that, I'd love to discuss coming and doing the talk for you. I'm also working on 3 more. So I've got a set of talks to get out there. So up for that. Hope to see you in Barcelona. Thank you again to the founding sponsor, Illustration X. You can check out their global range of illustrators and animators now at illustrationx.com. All right, we are Illustration X on social media. Give us a shout if you want to feedback on the show, you want to suggest a guest, suggest yourself. Let me know anything at all. hello@bentalon.com or at bentalon or at bentalonpod on the social media. Thank you once again to Hector. Check out the festival's goings on. Nice one, guys. Stay creative. Have a great week.